37,000 more than Marcel Lusk. We have a new player at the table. Ben Grundy will sit in and make the table of 8 once again.
And there he is. Looks like he's gotten a day pass from Hogwarts. His pal Harry Potter has let him come to Australia. Boy, it's just amazing how young and accomplished so many of these players are these days.
And I think that's the operable word, is accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget, this is a $10,000 buy-in tournament. That's a bit more than lunch money.
Not for the faint. Hominicky the short stack now with a king-jack. Staring Ivy down with a king-10 suited. On the flop, Jack 4 queen, so Hominicky is paired. And of course, Ivy with an open-ended straight draw.
This would be a fine spot for Mr. Hominicky to move all in, get the last of his chips involved. Instead, he merely calls. Oh!
And there you are. In your face, says Phil Ivey.
And now Hominicky cannot win. He can only hope for a split if a 10 hits the board. So this is as close to drawing dead as possible, and boy, you love that when your opponent is putting in his chips when he cannot win.
And there you are on the river. It's a 4, so Phil Ivey with his straight. That's 15,000.
And that's more than Hominicky has, so in effect, Phil Ivey is forcing Hominicky to call all in for his remaining chips. Looks like Hominicky has about 10 or 11,000 left, and he folds.
Will live to play another day, so Phil Ivey will take in the money once again, and Ivey continues to be our chip leader, and that stack continues to grow, and Hominicky now clearly the short stack. This is the PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions, and we've got a lot more to come from here in Melbourne. Don't go away. Welcome back to the PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions. We are in Melbourne, Australia at the Crown Casino, and we're playing lots and lots of money. 8 players at our feature table, and Phil Ivey right now continuing to rule the roost. This is minus.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a bit the big one. My apologies.
Minus is in early position,
17.
and ace-5 is generally not a real good hand to play right up front.
Especially
because you've got a whole bunch of players behind you, and one of them could wake up with a hand like Marcel Lusk's. Oh, look at this. This is a godsend for Mr. Hominicky. Remember, he is our short stack. And there he goes, all in.
Yeah, why not?
And you know what? I think he's going to get called by Lusk, assuming somebody doesn't wake up with aces before it gets back around. Minus needs to fold that ace-5. Lusk needs to put in only another 9,000, and there's already 25,000 in the pot, so it's an easy call. The Dutchman loves his queens. He's not going to like those ladies very much after Hominicky turns over the cowboys.
No, he's not.
6, 7.
Something tells me you got jacks. I don't know why.
Well, he puts them on jacks.
Close.
Yeah.
Call? Okay, let's go.
He does call. And now he knows.
Great situation for the short stack.
No, I
Joe Hominicky needs to survive this showdown.
For the queen straight away.
10-7 jack on the flop. No help.
9-1 favorite for the short stack Hominicky.
9 first.
Oh, Lusk picks up an open-ended straight draw, but one of his straight cards is the king, so we know there are only 2 of those left in the deck.
5-0.
And it's a 5, and Hominicky is going to double up through Marcel Lusk. So he will be around for a little bit longer and drew the right cards at exactly the right time.
That's a good point, Barry. It's not enough to just be dealt good cards. You have to get good situations, and kings versus queens is one of the best.
Little bonus coverage now as Jim Keating is all in against Joe Hashim.
And Keating has the world champion dominated here.
Queen 10 jack. How do you like that?
Hashem flops the nuts straight.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, they split. They split. That ace saved Keating, and the pot will be split. And quite honestly, that's a little more than poetic justice. Joe Hashem, the world champion, really was drawing thin. Ace-king versus kings. He got a miracle flop, and Jim Keating got a miracle turn.
The Aussie Millions has always been a very important tournament for any Australian. We always want to win it, just like wanting to win the World Series. But being the reigning world champ and coming home, it means everything to me if I could win this tournament. It would just top off my year, you know. It'd be back-to-back, and I've won in my hometown. And I know my support base here, the fans are just barracking for me so much. They're rooting for me all the time. It would be great if I could pull it off and, you know, come home with the goods.
Well, he's still here before the home fans, and he's also brought along the biggest posse, I think, as well.
Joe Hashem is like a Scandinavian guy who goes off to Canada and wins the World Curling Championship, you know, on unfamiliar turf, and then goes back to his hometown where he's a returning hero. And, you know, make no mistake about it, poker has enjoyed a worldwide renaissance, and probably no place more than Australia, thanks to our world champion.
Yeah, he's really a part of that renaissance in his native Australia, particularly in Melbourne.
2,500.
Home field advantage.
I call 2,500.
So Magnus, little pair here. Lusk with the queen jack.
And Minus again has gotten involved with a mediocre hand. Somebody raises and he's got to get out.
So it leaves Magnus and Lusk now, and pretty even.
Hey, man, you have a hand you play.
Magnus very short.
Pair of kings and a 9 on the flop.
That's actually a pretty good flop for a guy holding a pair of 5s. You know, either his opponent has a king in his hand or those 5s are likely to be good. And I hate that call there, Barry. If Magnus thinks he has the best hand, he needs to get all those chips in there. But he must have known
Something, huh?
the straight card was coming for his opponent. Lusk has made a straight.
You win. You know I have a straight.
He goes all in, and Magnus makes the good fold.
Yes, he did. I saved a little something, but he's going to go walkabout here, as they say down here in Australia. Think about that last hand. Wasn't pretty. We're coming back. Back to the 2006 PartyPoker.net Aussie Million. When we visited Crown Casino in January of 2006, we stayed right across the street at the Crown Promenade. Melbourne's Crown Promenade offers a stylish, affordable, and thoroughly modern hotel. Spacious rooms with fantastic views are a certainty. Come eat or drink in style at the Promenade Chic Tonic Bar, one of Melbourne's newest hotspots, and only steps away from the action. For a change of pace, step out onto the deck and enjoy the spa and pool area, or stay in shape in their state-of-the-art fitness center. Sleep, eat, work, or play, you can do it all in style at Crown Promenade Hotel.